Unless I just go back to Canon. I don't know. And I guess the second part is, I guess I'm going to demonstrate the zoom range on this lens, and if you use it for doing something like this, what the distance is here, that's about a foot to the lens, about a little bit, foot and a half right here. So if you do videos like this and you set up your camera and do your setup, that's that's the field of view that you're going to be getting. And this is 17 millimeters. I guess that's what I should have mentioned. 17 millimeters. This is the smallest, and it's about like I said, a foot, a little bit over a foot, about 30-40 centimeters to the lens. And if you start zooming in, that's 35. This is not a macro lens, but just let's see how close it gets to the object. That's 50. Like I said, the distance here to the lens is about 40 centimeters. And here's 70. This is 70 millimeters. And that's what you get. It's not a macro, but I still see the focus. But 70 millimeters, close to 100 millimeters, full frame, again. And not a macro, but this is, as far as I can see on the display, it takes up almost all of the display on the camera. So this is as close as I guess. Can you get any closer and still have a focus? Can we do macro with this lens? I guess let's find a point where Sony and this lens are not complying with the focus anymore. Right there. That's the closest distance that I can get, just to make it readable. Right there. Still a focus. Properly set. If I get any closer, yep, it's gone. So this is the smallest distance that you can be from the lens and still be in focus, and you can demonstrate with this lens. This is how close as I guess as you can get and show your products or whatever you're talking about. I like having a zoom lens on my camera when I review things, when I talk about things and show things, because sometimes you have to just zoom in, and without using a separate camera with a zoom lens, you can do that. With a non-zoom, with a prime lens, you cannot do that. You have to either move your subject closer to the lens and then get away, and well, it's all doable, but like I said, to me it's more convenient to just be talking about something like that and just zoom in and show the product or whatever else. And that's 70 again. That's 17. So 17 is a little bit wide. You can see some junk around here. If you go to 24, 35, I think my favorite range is about 35 millimeters. That's, well, if you really want to have a camera that you can reach with your arm, and still, well, if you have something that is not large that you're talking about, just something small like this or something like this, and you don't want to show a lot of the surroundings and your object is not large, then I guess that's the range that's kind of good. Anything that is below 17 is about 24, 25 millimeters full frame. If you go for anything that is wider, like there are 10 to 20 millimeter Sony and Tamron and 10-18 Sigma lenses, those are going to be really, really wide. I think this, in my situation, in my setup, I have a camera on my desk. I can reach it, I can stop it, I can roll it, I can adjust things on it, I can zoom in and out, and you can still see everything in the field and not too much of a junk around. So if I want to get closer again, I'm repeating myself, 35 millimeters. I guess a perfect, a better, well, I guess not a better lens, but a lens that if you go for, like I said, 17 to 35, I'm at 35 millimeters now, at the 17 millimeters now. So if you get a lens that is something like this, well, as an example, this one is 14. 14 is even probably, well, not as usable anymore, because as you can see, 17 millimeters. Again, this is not a full frame. This is APS-C. This is a full frame. All those things, conversions and all, are kind of confusing to a lot of new people that are new to this. Okay, I guess that's the best way to define this. 17 to 35. That's all that you need here. And again, that's APS-C size, sensor size, and that's the result that you get. So if you're thinking about buying a lens and are looking for acceptable or range that you need, that's pretty much, that should give you an idea of what your range should be. So if you have a non-zoom lens like this one, 16 millimeters, so you're going to be 16, 17, so you're going to be sitting right there with your whatever you are demonstrating, and you cannot really zoom in. If you have a 35, that's what you're going to be getting, so you have to move the camera away from your presentation desk, and then you may not actually have the camera reachable. You would not probably have enough access to the camera operations. This gets you close to your product if you are going to be doing the close-ups. And then going back to 17, it's just like that. And again, this is APS-C, not a full frame range. So in the full frame format, it would be 17, about 24, 25, and 35 is going to get close to 50 millimeters plus. But that's approximately what you need. And to mention that 20 to 40 millimeters Tamron lens, again, that was probably a perfect range. That's what I said in that video. In any case, yeah, this should be it.